Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have this really cool idea for a science experiment where we try to understand if human disturbances alter the tolerance of an ibis in an urban environment. I roped a few friends in to help me with this, and after discussing for a bit, we all hypothesized that ibises in urban environments will be more tolerant towards human disturbances and won't fly away as a result of habituation. On our little adventure, we'll be going to 3 different locations that will have varying levels of urbanization. At each location, we'll target one ibis and run straight at it, head on, so you can see us charging at it. And then we'll repeat this 9 more times with different ibises to get accurate and valid data. So with that said, let's go! Here, you can see us at 3 different locations of Centennial, Belmore and Central Park, where we are diligently collecting the data. So after we got all the data we needed, we went back to analyze the videos and compile the results, which were quite surprising. To determine the urbanness of each location, we researched the size of the park, hence the lower the area in square meters, the more urbanized the park is. For Centennial Park, which was our rural location, more birds had no response to us running, with 40% of the birds actually taking flight, while 60% had no real response. With our urban location, Belmore Park, more birds took flight with 70% flying away and only 30% having no response. Then in our extremely urban location, which was Central Park, also had more birds fly away, with 60% flying away and 40% having no response. Therefore, locations with a smaller area, thus is more urban, have a higher rate of birds flying away, which brings us to our discussion. Originally thought that ibises in a rural environment will react the most to human interactions, which was not reflected in this experiment as the Centennial Park ibises show less response relative to the ones found in Central Park. Our reasoning for this is since the urban ibises are exposed to human disturbances on a more regular basis, they've experienced consequences associated to them. Therefore, they have the reaction to fly away. Although this goes against previous studies, maybe in these specific parks there are negative consequences to ibis as humans near this park are in a rush or don't really care, and ibises have made that correlation. Therefore, when we're faced with such a high level of aggression, they will flee. With that, the opposite could be said for a rural location. At Centennial Park, there were some people feeding the birds, creating a positive association with human disturbances, which can account for the high amount of no response since ibis think positively of these disturbances. Another thing for these unexpected results is that our rural location was not as rural as expected, as there was a lot of activities happening around the park, in which then the results would adhere to the expected outcome in previous studies. Additionally, as the area was smaller in the urban environment, there were more obstacles and less places for the ibises to retreat, hence forcing them to fly. But the opposite could be said for our rural location, where there was plenty of space for them to move around, thus easily getting out of harm's way. For further experimentation, a larger data set of varying parks should be obtained to get a better understanding of whether urbanization has affected the human and ibis interactions.